Some media, blue check marks scoff at Musk's Twitter verification fee. The Washington Post. New Twitter owner Elon Musk wants verified users to pay for their badges. But journalists, some of Twitter's busiest users, doubt their value. Comment on this story. Molly Jong-Fast has 1 million followers on Twitter. And sometimes people want to do more than just follow her. On a few occasions, impersonators have sent out tweets in her name. +6648 Chars. Kanye has a thing for Hitler. Republicans set sights on abortion ban and the state of our democracy. Jimmy Kimmel Live. The Houston Astros evened up the World Series after 4 pitchers combined to throw the first no-hitter in a World Series since 1956. Our guest, Phil Native. Null. Elon Musk begins mass layoffs of Twitter staff. The Washington Post. Musk is laying off broad swaths of the company's workforce. An internal email said employees would be notified by Friday and Twitter's offices would be closed. Comment on this story. San Francisco. Elon Musk is beginning mass layoffs at Twitter, sharply reducing the company's workforce of 7,500 and kicking off his wholesale overhaul of the company. An email. +6720 Chars. What you should know about getting a flu vaccine this year. According to an expert, CNN, this year's flu strain has already begun spreading across the U.S. According to new data from the CDC, not since 2009, during the height of the H1N1 swine flu pandemic, have there been this many cases of influenza so early in the season. Welcome to this year's flu season. This year's flu strain has already begun spreading across the United States. According to new data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Their HAV. +7482 Chars. Tonga eruption's towering plume reached the third layer of Earth's atmosphere. CNN. When the Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai volcano erupted underwater in January, it created a plume of ash and water that broke through the third layer of Earth's atmosphere. Sign up for CNN's Wonder Theory Science newsletter. Explore the universe with news on fascinating discoveries, scientific advancements and more. When the Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai volcano erupted under +5332 Chars. Warriors at Magic. Full game highlights. November 3, 2022 NBA Null. God of War Ragnarok PS5 vs PS4 comparison. GameSpot. Null. Your browser isn't supported anymore. Update it to get the best YouTube experience and our latest features. Learn more. Remind me later. Opinion. Elon Musk decides to set $44 billion investment in Twitter on fire. The Washington Post. As Twitter advertisers run for the exits, the world's richest man seems to be setting his $44 billion investment on fire. Comment on this story. As Twitter advertisers run for the exits, the world's richest man has apparently decided to set his $44 billion investment on fire. Some might say Elon Musk, who last week Becca +4846 Chars. George Lopez reveals he and daughter Mayan went to trauma therapy after TikTok of her twerking. Upside down. Fox News. George Lopez revealed that he knew he had to reconnect with estranged daughter Mayan after seeing a TikTok of her twerking upside down. The two began attending trauma therapy. George Lopez opened up about the moment when he knew he had to repair his relationship with his estranged daughter, Mayan, the 61-year-old comedian, who is co-starring with his 26-year-old daughter. +3466 Chars. Paul Pelosi released from hospital 6 days after hammer attack, The Washington Post. Pelosi, 82, husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, D. Califf, has been hospitalized since being attacked early on the morning of October 28. He underwent surgery last week to repair a skull fracture and serious injuries to his right arm and hands. He is expect. Comment on this story. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband Paul Pelosi, who was attacked in his home last week by an intruder with a hammer, was released from a San Francisco area hospital Thursday. +3139 Chars. COVID patient finally cleared of virus after 411 days of testing positive. The U.S. Sun. A coronavirus patient who tested positive for 411 days has finally gotten rid of the virus. Doctors have hailed a cocktail of drugs used to treat the 59-year-old man. Writing in the journal Clinica, a coronavirus patient who tested positive for 411 days has finally gotten rid of the virus. Doctors have hailed a cocktail of drugs used to treat the 59-year-old man. In this most recent case, the +2683 Chars. Artemis 1 moon rocket, ready to go, for November 14 launch. NASA says. Space.com. If we weren't confident, we wouldn't roll out, while NASA officials stressed in a media teleconference today, November 3. That the agency's highly anticipated Artemis 1 moon mission will be challenging. They stated they are confident in the upcoming +4537 Chars. World Series Live updates. Justin Verlander done for the night. Astros bullpen holds 2-1 lead. The Washington Post. The Astros meet the Phillies at Citizens Bank Park with the World Series tied up at 2 games apiece. Follow along for live updates. Hector Neris came on in relief of Justin Verlander to start the bottom of the 6th and allowed a leadoff single to Alec Boehm. After the next batter, Bryson Stott, flied out. Neris struck out Gene Shea. +290 Chars. No more launches for PC games. Thank you, Kotaku. For publishers they're a way to tighten control and sell you stuff. For us they're a pain in the ass. There was once a golden age of PC gaming where you could open up Steam. Or even just launch an executable yourself. Boot up a game and the next thing you would see would be the game itself. For many, +2061 Chars. Billions being spent in metaverse land grab. BBC. Corporations, speculators and individuals have spent nearly $2 billion, £1.75 billion, on virtual plots. Nearly $2 billion, £1.75 billion, has been spent on virtual land in the past 12 months, as people and companies race to get a foothold in the metaverse. Research shows. But we are years away from the metaverse. +6635 Chars. MTV's Chanel West Coast gives birth. Welcomes first baby with Dom Fenison. E! News. Ridiculousness star Chanel West Coast is now a mom. Find out more about her and boyfriend Dom Fennison's baby girl below. Chanel West Coastess officially a mom. The Ridiculousness star announced that she and boyfriend Dom Fennison have welcomed their first child together, a baby girl, after many hours in labor. IN +724 Chars. Israeli PM Lapid congratulates Netanyahu on election win. Reuters.com. Israel Prime Minister Yair Lapid on Thursday congratulated Benjamin Netanyahu on his election win, as final results confirmed the former premier's triumphant comeback at the head of a solidly right-wing alliance. Jerusalem, November 3. Reuters. Israel Prime Minister Yair Lapid on Thursday congratulated Benjamin Netanyahu on his election win, as final results confirmed the former premier's triumphant comeback at +3361 Chars. Reduced nicotine cigarettes result in less smoking in anxious and depressed smokers. Neuroscience News. Lowering nicotine levels to non-addictive levels reduces smoking without worsening symptoms of depression and anxiety for those suffering from mental health disorders. Summary. Lowering nicotine levels to non-addictive levels reduces smoking without worsening symptoms of depression and anxiety for those suffering from mental health disorders. Source. Penn State. L. +9754 Chars. Gravitas. NASA to send a mission to Golden asteroid WION. Null. Your browser isn't supported anymore. Update it to get the best YouTube experience and our latest features. Learn more. Remind me later. Eagles-Texans updates. Bleeding Green Nation. After the first quarter, the Eagles and Texans are tied 7-7. Copyright 2022 Vox Media. LLC. All rights reserved. *21+. 18+ NH. Way. AZ. CO. CT. EAL. IN. IAA. KS. LA. LS. Select parishes. ME. NH. NJ. NY. OR. PA. TN. VA. WV. Way only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms. +102 Chars. The Entropy Center Review. IGN. The Entropy Center reviewed on PC by Leanna Hafer. Also available on Xbox and PlayStation, the Entropy Center is a more than competent riff on a Portal-style F. Null. Dow Jones Futures. Jobs report key for market rally as Apple, Google plunge. Investors Business Daily. Investors Business Daily. Friday's report will reinforce or ease Fed Chief Powell's hawkish comments. Dow Jones futures were little changed overnight, along with S&P 500 futures and Nasdaq futures, with the October jobs report looming large. The stock market rally, now under pressure, continued. +6898 Chars. David Zaslav open to a deal with J.K. Rowling on more Harry Potter content. Variety. Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav mentioned the potential to do something with controversial Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling on another title in the Wizarding World franchise, going forward, during the company's Q3 earnings call Thursday. The Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav mentioned the potential to do something with controversial Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling on another title in the Wizarding World franchise, going forward. Plus 3908 Chars. World Series Live updates. Justin Verlander done for the night. Astros bullpen holds 2-1 lead. The Washington Post. The Astros meet the Phillies at Citizens Bank Park with the World Series tied up at 2 games apiece. Follow along for live updates. Hector Neris came on in relief of Justin Verlander to start the bottom of the 6th and allowed a leadoff single to Alec Boehm. After the next batter, Bryson Stott, flied out. Neris struck out Gene Shea. Plus 290 Chars. Teens with obesity lose 15% of body weight in trial of repurposed diabetes drug. Ars Technica. The drug could be a useful new tool for treating childhood obesity. In large woman on a kilogram weight scale. 54 with 42 posters participating. A repurposed type 2 diabetes drug helped teens with obesity lose a significant amount of body weight, lowered their risk factor. Plus 3059 Chars. Planet killer, asteroid that evaded detection for years by hiding behind the Sun could smash into Earth. Scientists predict. LiveScience.com. Asteroids of this size are big enough to cause mass extinction events. A planet killer asteroid that is hiding in the glare of the Sun has finally been detected. And the giant space rock could smash into Earth one day. The 0.9-mile wide, 1.5 kilometers, potentially, plus 4064 Chars. Kyrie Irving suspended by Brooklyn Nets over failure to disavow anti-Semitism after Twitter controversy. CNN. The Brooklyn Nets announced Thursday the suspension of Kyrie Irving, days after he tweeted a link to a documentary that has been criticized as anti-Semitic and then defended his decision to do so. The Brooklyn Nets announced Thursday the suspension of Kyrie Irving, days after he tweeted a link to a documentary that has been criticized as anti-Semitic and then defended his decision to do so. In plus 5609 Chars. Warhammer. Vermintide 2 Trail of Treachery, official trailer, IGN. Here's your look at Warhammer Vermintide 2's free update, Trail of Treachery, featuring a new snowy adventure mission, Trail of Treachery, which is Part 1. Null.